My name is Igor Stojanov. I'm a journalist and media instructor from Macedonia. I have a 10 years experience in the media, and I have spent the last few years working in student media at a university in Macedonia. For the past 4 months, I've worked in student media at George Mason University in Virginia. I was here to learn how this organization motivates students to pursue involvement or careers in the media. They have around 600 students per year, so I decided they were the best organization to tell me how to inspire a student to become a journalist or media professional. In the past couple months, I have interviewed numerous students, professors, and professionals. I asked them what motivates them and the most important things in the learning and teaching process for the journalists. I interviewed a lot of people and I'm going to share their thoughts with you.
There's a lot of reasons why student media, right? So one of them, of course, is and the Supreme Court has actually said that student journalism is journalism. There's no difference, right? Student journalism and journalism, same. So the student newspaper, radio station, TV station, all can serve a role as being a watchdog, on the university. It can also be one that gives voice to the students. So if there's concerns with the students, it can be amplified through, the newspaper, radio station, TV station. So, that's a kind of a valuable role that, media serves in general.
Being able to put your voice out there is what keeps people coming back, and that's what, had me fall in love with it in the first place.
Really using this show as kind of a resume builder for marketing in general. Also, I've always had an interest in video producing and editing.
I'm doing this for a reason, because I want to be in the field and because I see a need in sharing information and telling people these stories that matter.
You have to separate yourself from what you write, because as a journalist you can't always be opinionated. You can't always write about what your view is. You have to just write the news.
It starts at the reporting level. The reporters need to be strong and have guidelines from their section editors, and the section editors need to give us their feedback from, that level. So it's not so much that me and my co-editor Friha motivate the writers, but that we motivate our editorial staff and tell them what they can do better and hear them out and their challenges.
Our writers, they have a lot of passion, and I think they also see the need to put these stories out there.
I started a show called What's Up Mason, and then really got involved when I went to SPJ meetings, and then just being in the environment of student media helped me, really get into it and enjoy it. So if you want a show, you can have a show. All you have to do is create a proposal, get it approved, and a student media will be there to help you. MCN will be there to help you along the way with anything you need.
And I still wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to go into sports. I know I wanted to use my voice. So I took a public speaking class, and then that was the hook.
If you want to attract students, you must offer them infrastructure and present some benefits of joining your group. Students are looking for a chance to be themselves. Give them the opportunity to be free in their speech.
Are you reviewing at some point the products that they're before publishing?
Oh, no, absolutely not. That, in fact, we can't. We cannot. That's what's known as basically a kind of prior review, and that is illegal for public universities.
Why?
It's a free speech issue, and like I said, if
so you can get sued if you ask, for example, before publishing an article?
If I demand it, yes, I can actually get sued. If I demand it and say you cannot publish this, I personally can be sued, and as an employee of the university can be sued.
I I remind people constantly that this is the only time in their life that they'll probably have this freedom to write what they want and to express their ideas. I mean, I'm not saying it's the only, but I think after graduation, if they end up working for a specific news publication, they will be given specific stories that they have to write for, and I tell them now that they're open and free during our Friday meetings to kind of pitch their own ideas and implement them.
College is a great opportunity for students to really know that you have to be accountable and tell both sides of the story, not just one side, or the side that you feel like works best for your vantage point and how you want the world to work.
All of these experiences have really grown me as a person, and I've really changed since freshman year, and I give that credit to working in this office.
If student media weren't, if it didn't exist, I feel like a lot of students wouldn't be able to have the same experiences or opportunities that they have now to really get into, learning about what their career and what they may have to do once they're out there in the field. So it's definitely provides these endless opportunities that if it weren't there, I don't know what I would do.
We offer so much at student media, even compared to our peers. I'm always looking at other universities, seeing what they do. And student media here at George Mason, we do basically more than any other university I've seen. So we have a newspaper, which pretty much every university does. But we also have a cable TV station, which not everyone does. We have a radio station, which again, not everyone has that. And then we also have 5 journals.
Passion is always important, not just in the professional world, but in life. Passion is what drives students to be involved and stay involved.
A lot of it's just who they are. Yeah, a lot of students are. Another thing too that I've been able to, some students, like I said, I can focus it, so that they have that innate ability to work hard, but it's not focused, and so I can take that. So if I can say this is what you need to be successful in the working world, and then it clicks with them, they're saying, oh yeah, you're right, and then they'll start doing it. But unfortunately I've had some students throughout the years that they just don't have that in them, and I wish I had the power to to kind of instill that.
Being around the radio station, it made me want to
be more involved in terms of music, because I've always been a musical person growing up, especially in high school and when I was younger. So I just being encapsulated with all that, and it's kind of been driven through my passion and just being energetic in that sense. So I've loved it. It's been so much fun. It's been a ride.
As when they are journalists, they come in with this determination and this fortitude to make it big in the industry and to work hard and to prove that they are credible. And so they do come in with that motivation. I think showing them and having them meet guest speakers and be a part of these field trips and excursions that we go on kind of helps them to see what their future can be. I know that meeting journalists and talking to them, it kind of instills hope in me that yes, I'm doing this for a reason, because I want to be like them, because I'm seeing that the work that they're doing, and I'm seeing how it's making a difference.
I got here and I got in front of a microphone and I heard my voice, and that's what inspired me to change my path. I realized I wanted to do radio, and then as I got more involved, I realized that there were so much more opportunities here at WGMU than only having your own radio show. I realized that you could be a leader, you could have a leadership position and really make a difference in the way the station works and reach out to even more students and teach students.
From a young age, I've always loved writing and reading. I've always been that kid who wrote just for the fun of it. And I always loved knowing what's going on in the world. I loved knowing everything.
What motivates them is people genuinely like to be published and see their name in publications. That's always exciting. It kind of stays this is my writing, my piece.
Everybody wants to be the next, Lester Holt. They want to be the next Tom Brokaw, who he's since retired. But when you want that so badly, you have to push yourself. And even if it means starting out at a low internship, something that nobody's never heard of, but you have to slowly work your way up into that Washington Post internship or the New York Times or CBS News or working for a senator, local congressman. Constantly pushing yourself and having that fortitude, again, being hardworking, because again, if you start to slack off, there's somebody who's working 10 times harder than you, and they're gonna get your dream job, and you don't want that to happen because it's your dream job and you want this so badly.
Professors, instructors, employees at the university, and other students are playing one of the most important roles when it comes to motivating and guiding. They can play an enormous part in a student's experience.
Students at the school, we also see the issues that happen around campus, and we hear just based on our peer groups about what everyone is talking about, and those are real issues that we need to put in our papers as well.
My roommate, he had his own show, his baseball show, Touch Base, which was cool, and he was like, "Yo, man, having a show here at MCN is really cool. I'm not sure if you have any ideas." And I started to think about it. I was like, well, honestly, I do have an idea. And then I just started. It was in February of this last year. Yeah, so February of this year that I started. Angelique was a big help because she pretty much kickstarted everything. Ashley Hill, who's no longer here, she was a huge help as well. They're both really part of the process of starting it.
I've never been able to take a student that's not motivated and turn them around and be motivated. I wish I had that power, but the truth of the matter is the students have to motivate themselves, and the ones that are successful are the ones that do. And I do everything I can to support them.
Matt, our general manager, has really helped me a lot. He's been here since the beginning, just as I have, and just seeing his leadership and his dedication to the radio station, it's really inspiring, and I really admire that within him. And he's really organized our team in such a way that's we're productive, yet we still have fun.
There's a friend in my class who was like, "Hey, I have an idea for a politics show." I was like, well, I know people, we could get that started. And so I feel like me being an MCN and kind of getting myself out there and putting my face out there and my work out there, it definitely does have an influence on some people. I've had my friend come up, he's like, "Hey, I have this idea," or even within MCN, I'm always bouncing ideas off of people's shoulders.
And luckily, SPJ has incredibly motivated members. I see what our members do apart from SPJ, whether it's in Mason Cable News or radio station. I think they motivate me sometimes because I see all the internships, I see all the work and the content that they produce. And a lot of them are only freshmen and sophomores. And here I'm a junior, and you're just oh my goodness, how much they've accomplished.
Working alongside people that are, know what they want and are hardworking and everything can definitely encourage you to make sure that you're doing your part to really, to get to their level and to, so everything goes well, so operations run smoothly.
I've seen 24 years, and students have not changed all that much. Sometimes they do need to be motivated, and sometimes, in many cases, this is a student's first job. They haven't worked in high school, and they come here, and they're not used to what responsibility is. So the students here have to not only be passionate about what they want to produce here or have a guiding vision for their platform, but also learn how to motivate and to work with different students.
My advisor is my biggest motivation, who is also the director of student media. She motivates me all the time. This is not actually my field. Journalism wasn't, it was media production, but I've grown within this group, and she continuously motivates me every day and tells me what I can work better at, and that's what keeps me going.
Where's your sister?
And being surrounded by my friends and also my colleagues, it's been really helpful getting their feedback and also getting their criticism, because it's really helped me grow as a media professional, and also
with other like career pursuits I'm in.
Many students are leading independent lifestyles. Therefore, money can sometimes be an issue and deciding factor. However, it is considered a bonus in student media. They are not the key factor.
Because anybody can make money, but not everybody can make a difference. And in journalism, you can do that because you can report on things as local as what's happening with taxes for your through the Board of Supervisors, all the way to what the President and Congress and the Supreme Court are discussing.
It depends for everyone. Like some people do it for the sake of money, some people do it for the sake of experience. For some, it's both.
Sometimes students don't get involved in student media because you can't, a lot of the shows, if you're a producer of a show, you don't really get paid because it's more volunteer work, but you do it because you want to and you're passionate about it. It's not really the money. But some people don't do it because they're like, oh, I don't want to waste my time doing all this. But they don't understand, if you're really passionate about it, you'll do it regardless of the money.
At first, what I was trying to do is I was just trying to get as much professional experience as possible because, that's important, especially here in the US. In order to get an internship, in order to get a job, you need experience. And so this was a platform for me to gain that experience that could allow me to get an internship and I could have a one-up over someone else.
You can make money doing just about anything, but not in every profession can you make a difference. In journalism, you are going to inform people and you're going to tell them your opinion and or your facts about reporting, and you can make a difference out there.
College, you have the opportunity to get all that stuff done for free, and in some places you even get paid for it. Here, while you're learning, you can learn all these tools that everyone uses in the media industry. Of course, not like the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that they use, but on a dumbed down level, it all is transferable. And here, you just have to take advantage of those opportunities, because if you don't fulfill your passion and you don't stay dedicated to it, you're not going to get a job in media.
There is much more to a student's involvement than what has already been said. Every situation is different and is motivated by different things. At the end of the day, it's the student's unique experience that drives them to work in media.
I feel really, really good about my decision to walk into this office. I really think it changed my whole college experience. I don't live on campus, and I was always looking for a way to get more out of my experience here, and as soon as I learned about this office space, I've been able to be involved in so many ways.
I came in as a freshman to Mason, very excited to study journalism and also continue to study government as well. I think knowing both is very essential to political journalism, which is what I'm interested in. And I had a friend tell me, he's like, oh, just don't go to Syria or don't go to the Middle East. And I told him, if I'm a journalist, I don't have a choice, but I'm okay with that choice because I know that what I'm doing is right and what I'm doing is making a difference.
I don't see myself doing anything that's not in media. And the more I've been involved on campus and taking the courses, I know before I thought I was going to do a little bit something more technical, even though always in the bottom of my heart I wanted to be in front of the camera. But doing my show, What's Up Mason, now doing Beyond GMU has really made me realize that I want to be in front of the camera. So my dream job would be to be a host of some sort, maybe an entertainment show.
So as a student leader, you have to learn that leadership. And if the students are not given the opportunity to actually make decisions that have real-world impacts, I think there's an opportunity lost.
50% of it is to showcase the community, like I originally started doing it for. The other 50 is to meet girls all the way. There's no other, I can't say there's anything else that that I'm doing it for other than those two things. It's just such a great way to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, you look really, fashionable. You look pretty.
And
do you want to
be 50% successful so far?
Well, honestly, it's not been. No.